Hello, my babies. Welcome back to the Sleepover podcast. I'm your host, Rikisha Cox, and I know, I know, before you come for me, before you say anything, I already know the audio on my last podcast episode was trash. It was trash. It was trash. Listen, I move a lot when I talk, and I'm the person that talks with their hands, and I just move a lot, and I didn't realize that I kept like moving back and forth on my microphone, and the audio just ended up being chopped and screwed. Trust me, when I listened back, I cringed, but I was not about to record the whole episode all over again. I'm hoping it doesn't happen on this episode. I'm trying to like stay still, which is hard for me because I think I got a slight touch of ADHD. And yeah, so we're going to try to stay still on this episode. I'm going to try to keep my hand movements to a minimum. I know you can't see, but I'm trying to stay still. I like force myself into this corner in my room while I record. That way I can't really do too much moving. But yeah, for some reason, I would think that I would be able to hear that because I have on my headphones, but for some reason I just did not hear it. Or maybe I just wasn't paying attention on my last recording, but yeah, sorry about that. And just don't come for me. Maybe I'm sure you guys noticed because I definitely noticed, but thank you for giving me grace and not pointing it out or anything like that. But yeah. So, this episode is gonna be like a mini episode. It's not even gonna be a real episode. I feel like I've said that a couple times on our episodes, but no, for real. This is gonna be a very miniature episode, probably a quick 5 minutes, if even. I have some news and yeah, I'll just hop right into it, okay? So, I have been in my head a lot. I've been in my head a lot, per usual. Nothing new there. I've been really trying to get myself to grieve the life that I thought I would have by now. And I'm aware that there is just like this spirit of entitlement that comes with that. Thinking that your life should look a certain way or that God should have given you a certain thing by a certain age. And it just has a lot to do with societal pressures, pressures within your own family and like the custom of, is that the right way to say it? Custom of your family? I don't know if that's the right way to say it. We're just gonna ride. We're just gonna go with it. It has a lot to do with that. But I also just feel like there's that entitlement factor to it. Just feeling like, I guess for lack of a better way to say that you deserve it or that you should have had it by now because you've reached certain milestones, you've reached a certain age or something like that. You guys can't see it, but my hands are moving. Oh my gosh. Whew, this is gonna be a mess. Just go with it. But I say all that to say, I think when it comes to having to grieve the life that you thought you had, the comparison factor is always included in that because what makes it hard is that you're looking around at other people and being like, they have it. Why is it so easy to attain for them? But like, it seems to be harder for me. Like, what did I do wrong? Did I miss something? Like, it really feels like where I am in my life that I've like, did I miss something? Did everybody else get the PDF download to their email? Like, did I miss how to do this and how to be this way and how to like flourish? And I am flourishing in my own right, of course. And I'm so grateful for that. But it gets so easy to compare yourself to people you see on social media. It's easy to compare yourself to your peers. It's easy to compare yourself to your friends, your parents, your romantic partner, it's easy just to compare yourself. And comparison really is the thief of joy. But anyways, I say all that to say, and I'm preaching to myself as well as hopefully helping someone else, that we really, I say we because I am, of course, in this, we really have to stop comparing ourselves to these people on the internet and to our peers on the internet, when honestly, half of these people, more than half, but I'm gonna be generous today, half of these people are lying about their lives. Even in real life, like, some of your friends are pump faking to make it seem like they're actually doing better, that they're not struggling with things, or like they can't relate if you're being honest about things that you're struggling with. And sometimes it's like, I don't know, they might be better off financially or physically, but spiritually and emotionally, they're broke. Mentally, they can't compete with you. They don't have the same relationship with God that you have. They don't have your spiritual gifts. They can't respond to storms and even conflict with as much grace and eloquence as you. And that's why they be funny acting half the time, because they might be able to afford more than you. They might have a better body. They might be in better shape. They might drive a better car than you. But those things that you have, those spiritual gifts, that heart made of silk and gold, you can't duplicate that. And you can't buy it with money. And those are like the most important things. But just getting back to comparison, a while ago, last year, when I was like in the thick of just going through friendship breakups, and I don't even, actually, no, I wasn't even going through friendship breakups at the time. That was like right before I started having friendship breakups, but I definitely noticed a shift in a lot of my friendships at that time. And I was just talking to my therapist, and I was just like, you know what? Like, so many of my friends are getting in relationships. Some of them are talking about having babies. Some of them have kids. And I was just like, I'm not there. Like, that's not where I am. And I just feel like, again, like, did I miss the mark on something? Did I do something wrong? Is something wrong with me? But my therapist was just like, look at the people around you and like, do you think that they're happy in their situation? And my answer was no. No, because I've seen how my homegirls' boyfriends act and the things that they do and the things that they've told me about. I've seen how some of my homegirls only wanted a man and rushed into a relationship so she could show him off at church or so she can feel validated within herself. I've seen how some of my friends have had babies with people who they were already on horrible terms with, but they thought bringing a child into the situation was going to fix things. So no, I don't think they're happy. I think a lot of people settle. That's just me being honest. I think a lot of people settle because there are these societal norms that like, oh, you have to be settled down by now and you should have kids by a certain age. And it's just like, ugh. What did Jordan Wood say? I don't need your situation. I don't. I don't. People might have what you want from the outside looking in, but are they situations that you actually want yourself? Uh-uh. So I was having a mental breakdown before church started on Sunday. And I think that was like my first day getting into my luteal phase. I don't know if you guys know about cycle syncing or anything like that, but your luteal phase is rough. That's when a lot of your PMS symptoms show up. If you have PMDD like I do, That's when it gets rough. But I was just having a mental breakdown because I was just, again, comparing and things like that. And God gave me this revelation that I am a quality over quantity person. And I had to really sit with myself and ask myself, do I even want certain things, or do I feel society and my family and my friends and what I see on social media, do I feel like that is convincing me that I want these things? So, for an example, I feel like big friendship groups are kind of pushed on us for some reason. And I'm not a big friendship group person anymore. I used to be in college because I had a bunch of org sisters, and yeah, like I said, it was just kind of forced and pushed on us to all hang out in a group, all be one. But I'm more of like I like doing intimate things at the house with my friends. Like I love a good game night. You want to like have wine and cook and like let's scrapbook something. Like I just love like intimate friendship groups and not big groups. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't feel like big friendship groups are intimate enough, and I don't think they're all the way genuine sometimes. I just don't understand how you could have these very intimate, very deep friendships with like 15 different people, plus have your own life and a partner and like a career and all of these things. Like, kudos to the people who can do that, but I don't know. I just don't feel like you have deep. I also am a person who loves, like, I think I've said this before, I'm a person who loves deep connection when I'm in relationship with people. So that's a thing. Like, I think a lot of people who have big friendship groups, for the most part, their friendships are pretty surface level. It's easy to have friends to like go out and party with, but like, is it easy to have friends who will like talk about Jesus with you? Is it easy to have friends who will talk about things in therapy and your healing and like your childhood trauma with? No. A lot of people are more surface level than that. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I just got off topic a little bit, so I'm gonna reel it on back. I'm gonna bring it back in. What I'm really trying to say is I would just rather have fewer friends as long as they're quality friends. So if I have two or three quality friends, I would take that over being able to say I have 10 friends, you know? I'm more of a quality over quantity. And another example, and the example that I was thinking about when God gave me this revelation is like, on social media, how you see people going on dates to like Nobu or these pretty expensive restaurants. I had to really sit and ask myself, do you even want that? And the answer is no. It's a quick no, a real swift no. I don't want that. I've seen the plates at Nobu. I'm a foodie. I like to eat. I'm sorry, those two little cute fish that they put on the plate is not gonna cut it for me. No, I don't want to go on a date night there. We could take pictures in front of it. I don't know. But like, I just like quality. I would take my man cooking for me and getting my favorite wine over like this date to this expensive restaurant. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I just like quality over quantity. But speaking of quality over quantity, I have some news. You guys may not like it, but breathe. Breathe through it. We're gonna be okay. We are going on a little hiatus for the month of September. I just realized I want to dedicate more effort and time in my relationship with God. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I feel like I'm rushing on podcast episodes and I'm not getting all the wisdom and knowledge out that I feel like God has placed on my heart because I'm just trying to make sure I'm giving the girls episodes on time and not so sporadically. I don't know if you've noticed, but this entire summer, the episodes have been pretty sporadic compared to my usual every other Monday. Even this episode, I don't know when you're gonna get it. Probably not on Monday because Monday is Labor Day, and I don't feel like that's a good day to drop an episode because ain't nobody listening to podcasts on Labor Day. Not really. So, anyways, I want to make sure I'm staying on schedule and I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys quality episodes. I literally, the first episode that I had planned, I still have not given you guys because it's one of those episodes where I really want to like make sure I'm articulating my thoughts correctly and make sure I'm giving you all of the points and making sure it makes sense because I get in my head so much that like I ramble and I don't know if stuff be making sense. Like I think it makes sense, but I don't know. Even this episode, I don't know if it makes sense. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I am giving out quality content and not just throwing episodes out that are BS and that are not helpful and that don't align with the message that I want to convey for this podcast. So we are gonna be taking just a little hiatus. I will be back. I will. But I'm just gonna do some fasting and praying and really leaning into what the Lord wants for this podcast to become in topics that He wants me to talk about and things like that. So if you would like to keep up with me, I will still be active on TikTok and YouTube and probably my personal Instagram. I deleted my Instagram for the podcast. Y'all wasn't following me on there anyways, honestly. But I'm not a social media girly and trying to keep up with so many social media platforms and accounts was really draining me and driving me mad. So I deleted my Instagram for the podcast. If you'd like to contact me, you can contact me on my personal Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. You can also email me, but also at my new YouTube channel, Crazy Cake Lady, where I'll be sharing some recipes, everything from cake recipes to meal prep and easy weeknight dinner ideas. Before I go, I am not going to give you guys a journal topic or anything like that, but when we do come back, I want to kind of try something out where we do a segment where we answer a question. Like you guys will send in a question or something you want advice on, or even if you want to ask me something about myself or something about a topic that I've discussed before, you can do that too. So you can send those questions or advice or whatever to the Sleepover podcast email, and I will put that in our show notes in the description. So, yeah, just be as descriptive as you want, but also to the point. I would like you to keep it anonymous, but include things that would be important, like age. Sometimes race can play into certain things, so if you want to include that as well, I want to talk to you guys. I know this is a one woman podcast. I want to be able to include you guys into the episodes and yeah, because we are girl talking, are we not? So yeah, okay. I said this was going to be 5 minutes. I'm about to go. I love you guys and I will talk to you soon. Send me emails and I'm sending you love.